man. Because when they say that, they want to imply that the middle class is going to become the upper class, but that's just not the way it is. The middle class will always become the lower class, the working class. So I definitely see where you're coming from there.
Yeah.
Could you explain the song Without a Bomb? What? Can you explain the song, like the lyrics to Without a Bomb?
Oh, yeah. I wrote that in the same sense of politics stuff, but I was coming home from Maryland this summer, and I was with my family members, just a couple of them, and they were talking about politics and something, and I said something, and she said something about, oh, you better watch out for those guys. They're crazy, and they have these crazy liberal ideas, and I'm like, they're not really crazy because they make sense to me.
What guys?
She was like, I was saying like, all people want is just for people to get along. She's like, well, that can't happen. This is an amazing world. I'm like, well, you could try. It just really ticked me off. And the first line is, they call me liberal, they call me cheap. Sounds nothing more than a congressman meant to be. And then the second first one is, Then the second line is,
Isn't it they call me family or something?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
The family, one of them, I know they're ruthless killers, led by them.
All right. So basically, it's just
kind of like talking about, and the chorus is about how we just can't fix our problems without setting off a bomb.
Awesome. So if you guys could open for any band, who would you pick to open for?
Anti-Flag. Red Sun Rising.
Cool. So what's the story behind the song "Seed to the 22nd Power"?
Oh man, I'm so glad you asked that question. This is a minute 30 song. Can I tell you a little bit about like the structure of the song?
That's fine.
All right, yeah,
it's gonna be on the demo, right? It's gonna be on the demo.
Here's the thing with it: there are different phrases of the song, but we don't use the same riff. Like we don't go back to it after we go to a different riff. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 different sets of riff that we use, and it's not like repetitive. We just change like riff all the time in that song. So the story behind it is I just broke up with like my girlfriend. Probably 3 weeks before I wrote this, and there was this girl I like really liked, and I was like, oh man, she's like really cool, and like it wasn't really somebody I think I like. I was like, she was like kind of preppy and like super loaded rich, and I'm like, I never really liked a girl like that, and I was just like, oh man, I'm just being some kind of weird rebound something, and like she was, yeah, it was just like, oh man, it's just weird, and I just didn't stop thinking about her, and then I was doing math because I was grounded, and my mom was like had to help me with my work and stuff, and I was looking, we were doing exponents, I was like, whoa, Cedar 27th Power, that's like a cool name for a song. So after I was done, I went in my room and I started writing the song. I was like, it just kind of just vomited out of my mouth. I was just like, oh, wow, the song is on paper already. Wow.
Sweet. Okay, so for you guys, what is the best part of the day?
Probably the best part of the day is probably during the meals or after school. Definitely food's nice.
All right.
I like about 10 minutes after I wake up. That's a nice part for me. Yeah. I also like when I eat. That's a good time for me. Yeah.
All right. I know there's an inside joke going on the other side of this line. I know it. Everyone listening knows it too, man. Other side of this line, there's something going on. So how do you feel about girls with mohawks?
Oh, yeah, that's very status. I totally like that.
Yeah, I like me a girl with a mohawk, and I thought I might ask you guys how you feel about it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think a girl with a mohawk would like me. So, I mean, I think they're really cool, but I don't think they'd want to talk to me. They'd probably think I'm weird with my deeper hair.
With your what?
As for me,
I'm not a big fan of the Mohawk Sonic Checkers, but it mainly depends on who it's on.
That's true.
Very
And
true.
the features.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, that was my last question. So, do you guys have any final thoughts you just want to spread to the people listening, if anybody's listening?
Yeah, I do have one thing. I remember at Sharif's party when his mom said cake, everyone went away from our playing and got cake. And today, I was talking to this one girl, and I was like, you should go to our show. She's like, well, I have something better I have to do. I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm going to be eating cake. And it didn't sink in until like 10 minutes later. Well, it was for like her little brother was having a birthday, but still, she said cake first. And I'm just 10 minutes later, I just popped my head up and I was like, oh God, we're not better than cake. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be better than cake. And I don't care what you say, we are better than cake. Get your cake after our show.
All right. How about you, Brandon?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Freaking cake.
Cake. All right. So basically, what you're trying to say is you cannot be a Face Cards fan and a cake fan.
No, you can have both. I mean, I'm a face card fan and cake fan. Don't leave the area of awesomeness and to go get cake.
All
The
right.
area, if the area of cake and the area of awesomeness is in the same place, well, first off, you're in heaven. Second off, you can have it. But if you have to leave and then come back, don't just wait. Just wait for the cake.
All right. Wait for the cake. Come see the Face Cards at the Lemon Grove November 6th. To everybody who's in the area or everybody who really wants to travel to see the Face Cards with Nervous Aggression and Big Ginger the Nobodies. So yeah, that was the Face Cards, suburban pop punk band from Boardman, Ohio. Thanks a lot, guys. What?
Bye!
Thanks a lot, guys.
Watch my thoughts turn to lies as I start to talk. Some are jokes and some are true. Well, I'm a jerk, I'm just like you. Nothing can spark my fascination if I don't see lacking motivation. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's gonna be alright. She wrote a letter and made me feel sick. Needed to get better, needed something toxic. Needed to stop this, Lord knows I tried. Well, her lifestyle I just could not abide by. Natural disaster then strikes a man, and this idle lacking motivation. And it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. It's the end of life. Please slam the door when you go. Tell them prophets to go alone. Hell, who needs him anyway? Let me be alone my final day. And it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. It's not gonna be alright.